Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Straight to Blu-ray. My name is James, and hopefully everybody is having a good 2024 so far. I haven't done one of these videos in a little bit, probably about 3 or 4 weeks now, but it is time for another collection update. I finally picked up some new movies. Some of these are just kind of new releases or some things I found at Best Buy or Amazon that were on sale. And then I also made a couple trips to two different dollar stores, so I found some movies there as well. Some of these are movies I've actually heard of and just wanted to check out. Others I hadn't heard of at all, but decided, kind of read up on them. And they look like they might be pretty interesting. So for $1.25, I went ahead and rolled the dice, and we'll see if they are see if they're any good. I want to say I've probably got about 10 to 12 movies here total. So this one will be a little bit bigger than normal. Most of those are going to be the dollar store pickups. And also, if you didn't catch it, I have released my 2024 complete movie collection, all the movies behind me. Part one of that. It's going to be a 3-part series, but I did release part one. I'll leave a card up here at the top. So if you want to check that one out, you can as well. Like I said, it's going to be in 3 different parts because I didn't want to do a huge video on it. So make sure you check that out as well. These movies that I have here are not going to be included in that because I haven't put them on the shelves yet, haven't sorted them. So these are just going to be separate from the complete collection update. I'll just add them in after I record all 3 parts for that one. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the movies I picked up. All right, a couple of these, I have, what do I have? 4 4Ks. 2 of them I did a 4K review on, so you might, if you saw either one of those, you'll know I already have these, but I'm going to go ahead and show you what they are. Anyway, just in case you missed that video, this first one is actually a Vinegar Syndrome release. This is one of those 80s movies, not super, super popular. Wasn't some huge, blockbuster back in the day, but it's something I enjoyed as a kid and really liked, and I'm glad they came, basically put it on 4K because before previously just had the Blu-ray, or not the Blu-ray, I'm sorry, the DVD edition. So it's actually been upgraded from DVD straight to 4K, and that is going to be the movie Daryl. Like I said, this is the Vinegar Syndrome release on this one. Cool box here. There you go. Get it in focus a little bit. So picked up Daryl. Like I said, I did do a 4K review on this one. I'll leave a card up here if you want to check that out as well. Like I said, this is just one of those movies that's I just watched a whole bunch as a kid. It's not like any of those big, huge kind of, even in the realm of kids' movies like Goonies and such. It wasn't some hugely successful movie. Just one of those ones that I happen to like. Has kind of a little bit of a cult following on that. So yeah, the first pickup this week is going to be Daryl on 4K. All right, so for my next pickup, this is another one that I actually did a 4K review on. It's actually, I've had this for a couple weeks now. This actually comes from Shout Select, another 80s movie. This one also not a hugely successful one, but this one's definitely become more of a cult classic. And that is going to be Clue, the movie. This comes from, it's Shout Select, I'm sorry. I literally just said that, I almost forgot. Shout Select, this is Clue, the movie. Like I said, I did a 4K review of this one as well, so if you're interested in that, once again, I'll leave a card up at the top if you want to check out my review of Clue. Like I said, another one of those movies that was not hugely popular, but then became definitely more of a cult classic than Daryl is. I know a lot of people like this one, and it does have all 3 endings, and you can actually set it to randomly choose one of the 3 endings if you like. But definitely wanted to add this to the collection. I had it on Blu-ray, so I wanted to go ahead and pick up the 4K. If you do get this edition, it does come with the 4K and Blu-ray. So definitely worth picking up if you don't have this one. Just a really cool 80s movie, and one of the few movies made about a board game that's actually halfway decent. So yeah, second pickup is going to be Clue, the movie. All right, my next pickup is going to be one I did not do a 4K review on. This one I actually just got this in the other day, although it did come out a few weeks back. It's just one of those ones I hadn't, for whatever reason, did not pre-order off of Amazon. So saw it online, went ahead and decided, to pick it up. Obviously, it's a huge, huge movie, one of the biggest of all time before Avatar came around. But it's also James Cameron. And of course, I'm talking about the 4K edition of Titanic. Like I said, gotta have this one on 4K. I haven't gotten a chance to check it out, so I don't know how it looks, sounds, any of that good stuff. But hopefully it will, not go in the realm of Terminator 2, the other James Cameron one. I'm hoping this one actually looks really good. I mean, it's Titanic, it's just one of those movies that's hugely popular, hugely successful. Obviously, it was the top grossing movie of all time for a while. So yeah, definitely wanted to add this one to the collection. I did have the kind of like the collector's edition Blu-ray. I'll probably go ahead and keep that just because I'm weird. And sometimes if there's like a collection special edition, like I have Aliens, like the 35th anniversary collector's edition that comes with like a booklet and all that stuff. And I do plan on buying the 4K of that, so I'll probably keep both of those. And Titanic's probably going to be the same thing. But definitely glad to get Titanic on 4K. All right, and my final 4K of this past couple weeks, I guess, before I get into the Blu-rays, is going to be one. This has definitely been out for a while. It's just one of those. I saw it out there. I don't know. I just didn't have that urge to buy it right away. Someone's calling me. Didn't have that urge to buy it right away. And I was actually going into my local Best Buy because I hadn't been in there forever, and I knew they were getting, they're getting rid of their physical media because they suck. So I decided to see what they had. They didn't have a lot, but they did have this one, had the slipcover, so finally decided to pick it up. And that is going to be Halloween Ends on 4K. Say what you will about the movie. I wasn't a huge fan of the ending, how it all wraps up. I don't want to give it away if you haven't happened to see it. Wasn't a fan of it, but I'm a completionist. I have all the other Halloweens, minus one of the ones in this trilogy, and then I don't have the two that what's his name did. I can't think. It was Rob Zombie. The Rob Zombie 2. Not because I didn't like them or anything. I just haven't picked them up yet. I'm sure eventually I will. But just, saw this. It had the slipcover. Wasn't too expensive, so I decided to go ahead and pick this one up because, like I said, I got to be a completionist about it. So, yeah, picked up 4K of Halloween Ends. All right, so like I said, that was all of the 4K movies I picked up. All the rest of these are going to be Blu-rays, and they're all from the Dollar Tree. I want to say I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 9 of them total. Like I said, some of these I've kind of heard of. Some of them I just kind of read real fast and, so figured, what the hell, this one sounds fairly decent. That kind of goes with this one here. This says it's based or inspired by a true story. What's the difference between inspired by a true story, based on a true story? It's weird how they, I guess it's, oh, well, something kind of like this happened, then we're going to make a whole different thing. Kind of sounds like it. But this one has quite the cast. It's got Al Pacino, Annette Bening, Jennifer Gardner, Bobby Cannavale, and Christopher Plummer. And that is going to be Danny Collins. This has something to do with it. It says a letter from John Lennon changed his life. Sounded like an interesting concept to it, and like it's inspired by a true story, whatever that means. Don't know how true it is to the actual story. But definitely sounded, fairly interesting. And then obviously it's got, a pretty good star-studded cast there. It comes with the Blu-ray, DVD, and you get a digital code on this one, all for $1.25. So yeah, picked up Danny Collins from the Dollar Store on Blu-ray. All right, and the next one I picked up from the Dollar Store kind of goes in that same vein. This one's based on the inspirational true story. It says an unforgettable movie not to be missed. It looks like it's basically it's about football. I don't know who in particular it's about because they have the barcode kind of over the majority of the description of it. Always thinking when they do that. But yeah, it definitely sounded interesting. And that is going to be Brian Banks. Definitely not one that I had heard of before. Like I said, based on true story, I do like a good football sports movie. So decided to go ahead and pick this one up. This one comes with the Blu-ray and you get the digital codes, once again, for $1.25, so not too shabby. So picked up Brian Banks. There we go. If I can get it to focus. Brian Banks on Blu-ray. All right, my next pickup from the Dollar Store is another one that I had not heard of, but definitely had an interesting kind of sounding plot. This has got John Hamm and Rosamund Pike, and it is called Beirut. Just kind of looks like a cool war action type of movie. You get the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital copy on this one as well. Just kind of got lucky with those digital copies from the Dollar Store. Certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, so, I mean, hey, can't go wrong there. But definitely looks like an interesting kind of action-packed movie, so decided to go ahead and give this one a try. So, yeah, picked up Beirut on Blu-ray. All right, this next movie from the dollar store is one I've actually heard of, and this was actually a pretty popular movie, so I'm kind of surprised it was at the dollar store, but definitely not complaining. It's one that I'd heard of a bunch about it from a few years ago. Never did actually see it. Wasn't super like I got to see this movie, but when I saw it was $1.25, hard to go wrong with that one, and that is going to be Crazy Rich Asians on Blu-ray. Like I said, have not seen this one before. I think this is the French-Canadian one because it looks like it's in English and then it's got French on there. Seems to be a lot of that at the dollar store. I don't know if you noticed that. Like a lot of the movies seem to be French-Canadian. So there's the English and then the French usually underneath it. But yeah, like I said, it's obviously this was a popular movie. I was definitely surprised it was there for $1.25. But it's nothing I've ever seen before, so I decided, what the hell? Let me go ahead and pick this up, check it out, see what all the hype is about. So yeah, I went ahead and picked up Crazy Rich Asians on Blu-ray. All right, and this next movie actually was very nice because it comes with a slipcover, which is very rare from the dollar store, but definitely cool that I got this. Another one that I had in fact heard of, but I hadn't actually seen it. It is from the director of Crazy Rich Asians, so it kind of just, hey, it flows. Didn't plan it like that, but it works. And that is going to be In the Heights on Blu-ray. Like I said, we got the old slipcover on that one, which is definitely welcome, but not usual. I'm pretty sure this is a musical type a movie. I'm not usually a big fan of musicals. Anything singing, just not really my cup of tea. But I decided, like I said, $1.25. Hard to go wrong with that one. So I decided to go ahead and pick it up and figured I'd at least give it a shot. Worst case, I'll be out $1.25. But I know, some people liked it. It is certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. I swear it seems like everything is certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. But it's certified fresh, so we'll see. So yeah, picked up In the Heights on Blu-ray. All right, before I get into the next movie, let me go ahead and take time to, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, let me invite you to subscribe. I post movie-related videos at least a couple times a week on various movie-related topics, including complete collection videos, 4K reviews, and of course when I buy a collection of movies, doing a movie collection update like this one. Not as often as I used to because I'm trying to be a little bit more, a little better with what I purchase instead of just buying a whole bunch of stuff that I never want to watch. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it and leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you picked up any of these movies or if you've seen any of these that I have not seen. What do you think about some of these movies? All right, let's get back into the collection update. All right, for the next video, or movie, I should say, that I got, not a video. Next movie I picked up. This is one I have actually seen before, which is pretty, for the dollar store pickups. I think this might be the only one I've actually seen before. Saw this one, not in theaters, but I did see it, I want to say on streaming somewhere. Obviously, this one is based on the true story. You'll be able to see in a second here. This one is Tom Hanks, and it is Sully. Like I said, obviously based on the true story about Sully Sullenberger, I think was his name. And then landing the plane on the, I believe it was the Hudson River in New York, after having some mechanical issues. Like I said, true story. It's got Tom Hanks. I pretty much love everything Tom Hanks does. Except I think it was Lady Killers, I think was the one I hated. I don't know. Most of the Tom Hanks stuff I like. And then, yeah, this is another one that I was kind of surprised was only $1.25 or at the dollar store period. Definitely glad I can add it to the collection. So yeah, next pickup was Sully on Blu-ray. All right, the next movie I got has already made me a liar because I have in fact seen this one as well already. This is another one that I think I saw off streaming or something like that. Didn't actually watch it in theaters. It was one of those, actually I don't even know if it was streaming. It may have just been on TV. It's one of those ones that I didn't, when I heard about it, I didn't have that much interest in watching it. And then I just kind of was bored and watched, I think it was the majority of it. I can't remember if I saw the whole thing or just like kind of like 80% of it. It was actually okay. It wasn't too bad. And I am talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in Rampage. Obviously, it's the Blu-ray edition. Once again, this one I don't want to say I can't believe it was at the dollar store. This obviously was not one of his most popular movies, which some of them lately haven't exactly been the best. So I'm not totally surprised it's at the dollar store, but it is, a major movie that they made. So those, are a little more rare when you, get dollar store movies. But not one that I had on there, and for the price, $1.25, you really can't beat it. So decided to go ahead and add it to the collection. Rampage on Blu-ray. All right, my next pickup from the dollar store. This is one I've heard of, but I've never seen it before. I'm not super religious, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna enjoy this or not. Could kind of go either way on that one, but went ahead and picked this one up. It is God's Not Dead, and then what is it? A Light in the Darkness. So God's Not Dead, A Light in the Darkness. It just had an interesting kind of concept about what it was about. Like I said, I'm not the most religious person, but the concept for the story seemed like it was pretty cool, so I decided to go ahead and pick this one up. You know, $1.25, you know, like we're gonna, that's the, I guess, think that's really the good thing about the dollar store, is that you can pick movies and it's like, yeah, let me give that one a shot, and in worst case you're out $1, so it's not that bad. And it's got Ted McGinley in it. For those who don't know who Ted McGinley is, that's Jefferson Darcy from Married with Children, and also Stan Gable from Revenge of the Nerds. And then there's some other people in it, but Ted McGinley's in it, although he's only the 4th credited person. But decided to go ahead and give this one a try. So yeah, picked up God's Not Dead. All right, and for my final pickup out of this series, like I said, I think it's been about 3 or 4 weeks now. This is one that as soon as I saw it, I definitely know I wanted to get it. I was kind of surprised it was there, to be honest. I'm not the biggest horror fan. I do enjoy a good horror movie, but some of the more recent stuff, I haven't seen too much of that. So decided to pick this one up. Oh, this is a few years old by now. And that is going to be The Nun on Blu-ray. I think there's like a Nun 2 already, maybe even a 3. I don't even remember. This whole, like, you know, it says the darkest chapter in The Conjuring. I haven't really seen any of the Conjuring movies. I think I have Conjuring 2 that I got out of a horror pack when I had that subscription, but I don't think I've seen any of The Conjuring, The Nun. Like I said, I enjoy a good horror movie, but I'm not like super horror. Like, I haven't seen, if a horror movie comes out, it's not one of those I have to go watch it. Probably should watch some of those Conjuring, or at least, you know, expand my horror horizons, see some of the newer stuff. But when I saw this, like I said, a little bit surprised that it was there for $1.25, but always, like I said, always a good thing when you can get a halfway decent movie for a cheap price. So I'll probably check this one out soon. Like I said, you know, trying to get into some of that new horror, so went ahead and picked up The Nun on Blu-ray. All right, everybody, that is going to do it for another collection update. Like I said, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about any of these pickups, or if you picked up anything recently, go ahead and drop that in the comments down below. I always like to see what other people have been adding to their collection as well. And as always, everybody, thanks so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video.